It's my fault. That's just my skin camera color. Don't be alarmed.
Yeah, don't be alarmed.
It's not a ghost.
You know what? I have tanning drops. I need to hook a girl up.
What?
Okay. Hot tip. Welcome, everyone.
Hi.
And before we go into our main topic, everyone has been asking me, like, wait, you guys got back from Mexico like a month ago.
Yes.
How are you still tan?
Yes.
And I go, okay. Hot tip, people. No spray tan. I don't go to spray tan. Nobody's got time for that. No time.
Right.
Okay. I buy these drops. I've now found Saint-Tropez has a brand.
Okay.
Has a type. L'Oreal makes one. And they're just a clear bottle, a tincture, as Taylor would say.
Oh.
A tincture.
Sounds fancy.
Full of oil that's called tanning drops.
Okay.
You take your moisturizer in the morning and put, 5 little drops, ding, 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 and go like this and just put it on your face. And then I wash my hands so your hands don't get tan because that's a dead giveaway.
Yeah. My hands are always the most tan on my home.
I know, but it's not orange.
No,
and
it's
so
not.
if you buy tanning, I don't know, tanning spray or tanning lotion, you kind of look orange.
Yeah.
Not with tanning drops. Ladies and gentlemen, there is the hot tip of the day.
Oh, that was worth it for you right there.
This is our 5-year anniversary. We are spilling big tea. So, okay, welcome everyone. This is a quick video to brag and talk about Tara McCarthy because, first of all, we never see her. So I thought this is the only way I get to see her is if I make her come in and do a video with me. So March 2nd, last weekend, was our 5-year anniversary.
Which when you told me that, I thought you were lying. I was like,
I
no,
know.
it's not 5 years. It's 4 years. But no, it was 5 years.
Because we opened 10 days or so before COVID. Before the dreaded word ever happened, we opened our doors, and about 10 or 11 days later, we, were told the world is shutting down.
Yes.
So it was a perfect time to open a co-working space. But going back pre-COVID, like we opened the doors. Well, I think it's funny because Taylor always says I'm the Fire Festival guy. Because
you sell stuff that's not.
I was selling stuff. I was like, our offices are going to be open January 2020. And it was March before we opened, but I was selling offices as if we were going to open in January. So we did have a few people who were moving in on that day. Tori, shout out to Tori because she moved in the day before we opened because she had a closing. She's with the title company.
Oh yeah, I remember. Oh, yeah, Tori. I remember. I'm like, who's Tori?
I know.
I remember Tori.
She'll be here next week at our. So we're having a party on March 13th on Thursday. And because Tara will not be here, I cannot present her something that we have and give her like all the accolades because she won't be here. So I was like, Tara, you need to come and do a video with me. But Tori was here and she had a closing on that Monday, March 2nd.
Okay.
So we're like, all right, yes, you can move in on the 1st. The fire department, we won't tell them because we were putting furniture together on Sunday. But you came in before the 2nd.
Yeah. So when I very first came in here, there was no floors.
It was just cement.
Yeah, it was cement. And
So
you and Taylor had like a folding table set up, a command center.
It was our command center, world headquarters. It was our world headquarters for the village.
It was literally like a folding
card table.
Yeah, y'all didn't even have like a tablecloth or anything.
No, we were construction crew.
Yes, you were. I think you even had a hard hat, if I remember right.
I think we probably put it on just because we wanted to try to impress you.
Like,
card hat on. Yeah, we had our little table. We sat there every single day doing the stuff that was going on in here, making sure the contractors were doing all the stuff because we're like, we have to open. We're supposed to open January 1. And look
at what you did. You built this whole amazing thing.
It's crazy.
It's like so much more than just an office.
It is. It definitely is more than just an office. And yet you only see your office. Let's talk about that.
Okay.
Yeah. Tara is the hardest working. So we always say she has the award for being our longest member, which we kind of joke about. Our longest member. She has been here since day one and is still here. And then people go, oh, is that a new girl that's coming down the hall? Because no one ever sees her. She's in her office from what time do you get here?
I usually get here about 8:15, 8:30.
Oh, so you get here early. I mean, late. I thought you got here earlier.
No, I take my son to school because that's like my thing. Is I take my son to school every single day. Like there's never a meeting.
Your thing.
And then I come straight here.
Okay.
And so depending on the line at Starbucks,
Yeah. Well, I mean, I get here around 10.
Yeah.
you said, let's meet at 9. I was like,
Yeah.
"Ugh."
Perfect.
I
So we
always
met
tell
at
Kirk
2
that.
instead.
I always tell Kirk, I have to be somewhere at the crack of 9. He's like, oh my gosh, how can you do that? No, it's terrible.
How's that possible?
So, yeah. But
yeah.
this was the year I said I'm going to retire, which means I come in at 10 and I leave at 4.
Okay.
So
it's like
far,
part-time.
I have been coming in at 10.
You've not been leaving at
I've
4.
not left at 4. I don't believe once, ever. Yeah.
But
So it's usually 5, 6, 7. Yeah. But but you're here all day.
I am.
And then you order food by the darkness of
DoorDash.
And
Literally.
it gets slipped to her door and you never even come out. I think you've installed a bathroom in there.
Yeah, I do come out for the bathroom, but I don't drink a lot. So like I come out like
true.
twice a day. It's
That's
fine. It's
true.
great. And then I go straight. That's part of like when I selected my office, it's near the bathroom. So it
That's
was like
so
an
funny.
easy, quick trip.
So were you and Cody sharing an office at Regis before or just you still?
It was pretty much me.
It
And
was
then
you,
I had
okay.
an assistant at the time that shared an office with me. And so I was at Regis. And I mean, it was like fine.
Yeah.
It was like corporate,
But what made you go, I'm going to start looking?
I just didn't like them anymore.
Okay.
No,
So
I
you're
shouldn't
like,
say
I need something different.
okay. It's not that I shouldn't say that. It was never like the right fit for me. When I first got that office, it was just because that was what was available.
Right.
And so, yeah, it was fine. But then, sometimes you just get like the itch and you're like, I need to start seeing what else is out there. And so we started looking and I looked at a few other places and then Cody actually.
Which Cody came in with you that day.
Yeah.
And Cody, if you're watching, I want to remind you, the day you came in, you were a big talker. Because Cody came in going, we want this office. And right across from it, there's this little niche cut out. And he's like, we're going to put a bar here.
You did.
And we are going to do happy hours every week, Cody.
You did say that.
I don't recall.
I would like to remind everybody that our office was set up as a two-person office for 3 years.
And you had 3 desks because you had it was my favorite. You had this beautiful giant 2 desks with a middle thing and then a little cute desk.
Yeah, that we did with Kaden.
Kaden had to come in and do homeschooling during
COVID.
Yeah, we had a lot of parents that had a little desk for their kids in the office that people would bring their kids in and do schoolwork.
Yep. He would get on his little iPad and do his little homeschool.
So there were the 2 of you.
Yeah.
Cody, never saw you. Never saw you. But
Cody came for the parties.
He came for the parties. When we had our Christmas party, I have to say, Cody made up for it because he came in like full Christmas suits.
Yes.
Like not just like a suit, a red velvet suit. Nay. It was like flashy, silky, full, I think
Santa's or presents or something on it. Yeah, he has several.
He didn't do the Christmas box one here.
No, thank goodness he didn't because we probably would have been in HR. Do you have HR here? Because we definitely would have been in HR.
I would have been HR. I would be going, that's fine. The SNL skit.
Yes.
Of the Christmas box.
In the box. Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah. Oh, that's right. In the box.
Yeah.
So he has done that at your personal
at our personal Christmas party.
He does love doing parties.
He does.
And I think he also came to another event where he was also dressed up.
Maybe Easter. He always dresses up. Cody comes to all the parties. See, here, this is the thing. It's actually my fault that Cody's not here more because I don't ever check the website. So I don't ever know when the parties are.
True.
If I knew when the parties were,
we'd see him more.
I would tell him and then he would come for the parties.
Okay, Cody. So you're off the hook, but I'm gonna pin flyers to her sweater. So when you get home, you can say, oh, what are the events this week?
Write it like in shoe polish on the back of my car.
Hey, Cody, see you at the party next week.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, that is so funny.
He came to our very first annual small
company party.
Yes.
That was the other one that we've seen him at. Yeah.
I think he dressed up.
So Cody is so fun. We need you here more, Cody.
I know.
Yeah. So come on in. We have parties every Tuesday. There's happy hour mixer every Tuesday. And then we also have, there's always something. There's always some event. And we're always telling Tara, she's like, oh, shoot.
It's not because I don't love you guys. No, I literally just don't know about it.
Well, let's talk about this because you came in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
Kirk and I were looking to sell our house in Roxborough.
Yeah.
I think I had fallen down the stairs for the last time there. And I said, I'm done with stairs. I need a house that has no stairs. A ranch house or whatever. What is it called when it's like most of your house is upstairs and then there's guest rooms downstairs?
Yeah, it's a ranch.
With a ranch.
Yeah, a ranch with a finished basement.
Walkout basement or whatever. I was like, this is what we need. No stairs for me. And Tara was like, I'm going to help you.
Yes.
And so you helped us sell our house in Roxborough.
Yes.
And then helped us find
your new house.
Our new house. I was going to say at that time, I thought, okay, this is going to be a forever home. I don't think it's.
I already knew that.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you guys love it, but
I love the amount of land we have, and I love the backyard. Love. It didn't have that when we moved in, but now I love it. Like we've really zhuzhed the backyard. Now we need to zhuzh the inside. Well, either that or we need to just find another one. Yeah.
Okay.
So
we can zhuzh, or we can zhuzh and sell, or we could just sell.
Just sell.
I mean, there's lots of options.
Yeah. Hopefully Kirk's not watching this. He's going to go, I'm having a hard time breathing.
The palpitations are happening.
Palpitations are back. I was telling Tara that when we were building this out at that time, before I actually started the build out, it may have been before I signed the lease, paid $270,000. He said, I'm having a hard time sleeping, and I want you to know, and I'm having heart palpitations. And I can remember thinking, oh, wow, we are like way down the track on this. Like the train is already going really fast.
You better simmer the palpitations, because
there's I started the baby aspirin drip, and he doesn't even know that every day I make him take baby aspirin. He doesn't, but I should, because I'm sure still to this day, I still make his heart have palpitations, and it's not for a good thing. The stress
that's not true. At least 50% of the time is because he's like, my wife's hot.
So he does. He always teases. He goes, I work out, because he works out all the time, and he's hot. He always says, I want to wear a shirt that says, I work out because my wife's hot.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I like that.
You should get that shirt.
Yeah, Kurt can get that shirt. So you've been doing real estate for how many years? A long time?
Over 20 years.
Over 20?
I always joke. I'm like, it's the only big kid job I've ever had in my life. Like literally when I was 17 years old, my job was as a weekend receptionist in a Keller Williams office.
Oh, that was your first job.
Well, I mean, I had my mom made me clean houses with the cleaning crew at her construction office.
Good for you. But you know what? That's good for you. You got character building there.
Yes. And then I did work at Moto Photo until they found out I wasn't 18.
Wait, what's Moto Photo?
Back in the day when cameras had film that had to be developed.
Oh, yes. Where you had to drop off your film. And then a little kiosk?
Well, we had like a whole store. Like you could buy picture frames and the whole gig. And they hired me before they processed my application, and then they found out that I wasn't old enough to be working with the chemicals, and then eventually so that was fine.
That was fun.
But
so real estate's been like forever.
Pretty much.
And then when did you start Girls with Grit?
Started Girls with Grit right during the pandemic, pretty much. It was October of 2020 is when I first started having conversations with those girls. And then
why did you start that? Because Girls with Grit is a coaching program for women in real estate.
Yes.
That's how I tell people.
No, it's perfect. That's exactly what it is.
You don't have to be with eXp Realty.
No,
you don't have to.
You can be wherever you want.
Woman in real estate.
Yes. Well, it didn't start as a coaching program. Like we literally did not think we were starting a coaching program. That was not it. Like we thought we were starting a Facebook group where you drink wine on Tuesday nights. And we talked about marketing ideas, like how to farm your neighborhood. No, he was not.
Okay, I thought for sure. I was like,
no, right. Maybe he might have poured my wine occasionally.
Maybe.
But no. I mean, I think it was just like the market was really hard then because we had just found out we couldn't show houses. Like, how are you supposed to sell houses when you can't get inside of them? Yeah. So we started talking about how to get around that. And then we started talking about when the market really started to kind of go crazy. So you just kind of did it
let's all vent and survive this together and see what happens.
So we went on Clubhouse. Do you remember Clubhouse?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was on Clubhouse. No. Clubhouse. RIP.
Yeah. Well, it started on Clubhouse and we were like, who wouldn't want to hear from the three of us about these?
Three hot babes talking about real estate.
So we just went on Clubhouse and the first time 5 people came, and then it was 50 people, and then it was 500 people, and then all of a sudden it was over 1,000 people, 3,000 people, and we were like, maybe we should take this off of Clubhouse where we could actually save all this information and collect people's information, because Clubhouse didn't allow for any of that.
I mean, you look at it going all the time and investment people put into Clubhouse. I mean, there's so many. What was the one before Clubhouse? There was one we used to all get on a video chat. Oh gosh. Yeah. There's been so many in the past 15 years of 20 years of social media that you put all this effort into it and then they close it down.
And it's gone, right? It's gone. So that's why we started Facebook. So we started a Facebook group, and now there's 26,000 women in our Facebook group.
And then you started doing live events.
During COVID also.
Was that 2021?
2021, June of 2021. We were like, you know what would be a great idea would be to do an in-person event during COVID. That is Such a killer idea.
Such a great idea. It's like, you know what? Only topped by opening a co-working space.
Gina gave me the inspiration that I needed
during COVID. Yes. It's like if Gina could gather people here, we can gather women.
We can gather. So we started like calling around to the states that we knew were like a little bit more lenient. Yeah. And so we ended up at the Graduate Hotel in Nashville, Tennessee. Yep. Colorado. I remember we even had like custom masks made because we were like, well, I'm not going to wear one, but like if somebody else wants to, we want to have it available. Sorry.
But we had that here. I mean, you were here during the battles we had here.
Well, talk about, so, you're like, I opened the whole thing. I remember I signed my lease and like days later it was like, and I was like, oh shoot. Well, like, I just signed a lease and I can't even go to my office and now I don't have an office. It was great.
We never had to close because, and it wasn't that we were considered what we did unintentionally. We became a certified mail processing center. So to do that, and this was something I was just like, well, I'm sure we're going to get mail for everybody here. So we think we have to fill out all this paperwork and get certified through the USPS to become where they drop off a bulk of mail and we process the mail for everybody. Well, if you were a certified mail processing center, we got a notice saying you must keep your doors open. Because people have to get their mail.
See, you had to do it.
And I didn't do that. Like people are always like, that was so smart to do during COVID. And I was like, yeah, I didn't know it was smart. I was just like, I think we're going to have to get processed mail. How do we do it legally? And so because of that, we never had to close our doors. We also had enough. We had at that time 34 offices.
Right.
And so we had enough offices. People could go in, close the door, have your social distance. And then we only had a couple people who threw a fit every day about everyone not wearing masks when they walk to the restroom. And I was like, I'm not going to be a mask police.
Yes.
If you want to go outside and use the restroom,
you're welcome.
Or if you want to keep your mask on, definitely. And we all went and got our immunizations. We did all the things trying to make sure we were and to this date, I still have never had COVID.
Oh, really?
All the people in here that got COVID, not me. Not me.
I didn't get COVID at that time. I got COVID late and then I got COVID twice.
Yeah. Taylor got it.
Is what it is.
Everybody I know has it. I never have had it. So I'm like,
they say it's a blood type thing. What's your blood type? Do you know?
Yeah. A plus.
Oh,
A positive. So we still have A plus. No, I just think I'm one of those people. I probably am a carrier.
Yeah.
Because I never get the flu. I never get sick. I don't eat healthy. I don't work out. I do nothing that helps me stay healthy.
It's the good genes.
It's good genetics.
Yeah.
It's the Italian blood. They're ornery, they're feisty, and they just don't get sick. So yeah.
There you go.
But it was a tough time. But it was a cool time because we all really kind of got to know each other on a deeper level that year. I feel like we all just got to know each other. And then it was fun going house shopping with you, which thinking of COVID, when you said that, I was like, wow, I remember you said we have 15 minutes. For a house showing, and you had to
you're either going to love it or you're not, Gina.
Yeah, you got to go in and know. And we went in and you had to take off your shoes, and Kirk had like baby powder in his shoes. Remember?
I do remember.
He had baby powder in his shoes, so his socks
were like
he left little footprints of white powder all throughout that house. We're like,
got to buy it now.
We don't want this one.
No. Yeah, I forgot about that, but you remember it.
Don't talk about that. I was like, quit putting powder in your shoes. You're leaving little powder everywhere. Yeah, it's all good. And that was the day. Yeah. But that was funny to think how we bought that house. And do you know the people that bought our house in Roxborough?
Yeah.
They never really moved in, still to this day.
What?
And the man had a heart attack last year because he was
like, you know this because of the neighbors. I'm like, how do you know this?
Oh, yeah. Because I stay in touch with a couple of the neighbors, and I was like, did they ever move in? Because 2 years later, they still had not moved from Chicago. And so they just had this house they bought. And I think he was an executive at PayPal or something.
I think I remember it being something like that. You'd be surprised how many times people buy expensive homes and then like don't live in them.
Yeah. So that was an interesting trivia fact for you. But yeah, seeing your kids grow, it's been fun. I mean, 5 years. It's a lot of time.
It's been a long time.
It has been.
You're like one of my longest relationships ever beside my husband.
Me too, actually. It is weird. It's like, Tara, my favorite. I never see you.
I know.
Everyone's like, come on. I was like, you're here.
I know. I feel bad, but it is. But I love because what I do keep up on things. Like, I know, like, I get excited for everybody here when you do like the big expansion and all that. Like, I
know.
It makes me so, like, if I feel like some sort of like pride in the whole
you're
thing.
part of it. Like, you were here, you believed in us when we had just cement floors and nothing else. Well, there were offices, but we had no floors in yet.
There was no offices, and like all the facades weren't on yet, because I remember
so
you telling me about them, that these are gonna have roofs, and I was like, this is gonna look either really cool or like really an quirky, indoor like doggy daycare.
Somebody else said, they go, how did you sell offices before you open? I go, Taylor and I and Bailey, I think it was Bailey and I, we came with blue painter's tape, and we took our floor plan and we taped off this entire 10,000 square feet where each office was
going to be.
We taped off where the kitchen counter, where the coffee bar is right now. We had blue painter's tape everywhere. Yeah. So people would come in, and I'm sure they thought I was the Fire Festival guy, because I was walking around going, this is where there's going to be a conference room. And over here, see this blue tape with 5 offices? Those would be offices over here. And I would show them. And I mean, God bless all of you that came in and somehow, through my delusion, believed what I was saying.
Maybe that was part of the cool part, though, was like, you were like, I was like, no, this is it. Like, your guys' energy. I didn't even care if it wasn't.
No, we were like, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be this great magical place. And
it still is.
It is. And the other day I walked in, because I was looking through all our old photos of the coffee bar being installed. And I was like, you know what? That was on my Pinterest board a year before. I saw a picture of this black quartz counter that was 20 foot long, and it had light wood on the bottom. And I just I pinned that picture, and I told our architect, this is going to be the kitchen. I want this long bar with black, and then this, and then that, determined the cupboard counter, the cabinet colors. And so it's funny, because I saw the picture and I was like, that was it. It was coming together.
See, those vision boards, they do work.
Yeah. Which you do that with, like, when you guys sell homes, like being able to see when you go into a house that's just a dive.
Yeah.
Because you guys will flip houses.
We flip a lot of houses. We flipped like 300 houses.
To me, that's always hard. When people walk in, they're like, oh my gosh, it's so cut up, or it's so the color of the carpet or the walls. You have to be able to see beyond.
But it's great, because that's half the reason I have a business, is because I can see it and other people can't. I'm like, oh no, this can be amazing. And they're like, this is a box. And I'm like, well, it is right now, but however, what if we did this and this?
Out, and you can move this out. Yeah.
You know, it's funny. Caden does that now. So Caden, who's 9 now, he was, well, I guess he must have been 4 when I started working here. Little. But he goes on like little tours with me, and he'll be like, Mom, like, if you took this down, like, then you could do this, or like you could paint this wall. So he's got it. Yeah, he's got the flipping gene.
Not everybody can do that. Nope. Like, you walk in a house and you're like, I can't see this. Usually I can see the vision. Although when I walk in houses, I'm usually like, oh, this is too much work. I can't.
I mean, it is always a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. Yeah. But you're always like, oh, paint will do wonders.
Paint, flooring.
And they're just cheap things that you can do
here and there. Yep.
So, yeah.
Well, it seems like it should be cheap.
Well, it's the cheaper alternative to gutting
something,
and replacing everything. Yeah.
Absolutely.
In your house. So,
yeah.
But it has been such a pleasure and honor.
I've loved every minute
for 5 years. And yeah, we just love you so much.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for keeping me, even though I'm so rude and I don't talk to anybody here.
Not rude at all. There are people definitely that come in. They're like, "Is that Tara from Girls with Grit?" Remember that time?
Oh gosh,
I said it is. Like you're a celebrity, and I go, "Do you want me to introduce her to you?" Like I'm pulling.
Like you're like, I know
her. I know her. And so I went over one time. I was like, Tara, there's some women out here that really want to meet you. They were here for some other
real estate
thing.
Yeah.
And you came over and met them, and they were just like starstruck. Yeah. So
it was sweet. It was cute. I don't realize
you're not going to be here on our anniversary party on Thursday is because you're speaking at a big conference on the same stage as Ed Milet.
Yes.
Like they're like, who can we get to speak at our annual conference? Let's get Ed Milet.
And Tara McCarthy.
Like,
I would love to think that's the way that it went.
I'm sure that's
I will tell you this. So originally, when like the website was being built for this conference, like I don't know what it was with their website designer, but they never like resized my photo. So Ed Milet's photo was like this big, and then it was like this big, and it was like exactly
send photos that are too big that they don't know how to resize. You hope that they can't figure that out.
I don't even know how it happened, but we were laughing the whole time because we were like, everybody else is like the real keynote speakers were all like this big, and then it's yours like, girls with giant picture.
They go, she sent like a 200 pixel picture. We don't know how to resize it.
Yeah,
that's hilarious.
Yeah, it's great.
That's
fixed
be
now,
fun.
Unfortunately, but
and it's in Cabo. So another big deal. Like, wow.
I mean, I would have canceled pretty much anything to come back and be part of the 5-year party,
but not this one.
I didn't know about it because I don't ever go.
She didn't even know that. If so, that's why you were the motivation for. I said, I know we've been sending it in our internal email to members, and I know we've broadcast it on social media. But let's make little invitation flyers and put them on every single door, because there will be someone, Tara, that says, I didn't know. And so, we did make it.
I'm the one that they're like, I don't know how she didn't know. We sent text messages. We sent emails. I sent a carrier pigeon to her house. Like, she still didn't know about it.
Wrote it on her car windows. Like all the things.
Yeah.
But
well, I'm sad that I'm going to not be here.
We are going to miss you.
I will be here in spirit.
We will have a DJ playing. Well, you'll have to tell me a song that they should play in your honor for not being here. And we'll all dance in the cafe. People keep saying, why aren't you doing it in the big ballroom? And I said, for some reason, I want to do it in the cafe because it's kind of where it all started.
It is where it
started. That was the hub of everything here. So we're going to have mezcal.
Mezcal? Is that's tequila, right?
It is. Well,
sounds fancy.
So,
it's not.
What is it? Not all tequila is mezcal, but all mezcal is a type of tequila. I probably am saying that wrong. I know they're all from the agave plant.
You're going to have some good alcohol, is what you're saying.
There's going to be some alcohol, really cool top distributors. Shelf. Yes. And it's bless you, Zoe Romero, because she is bringing mezcal, like 30-year-old one that you don't make into margaritas because it's like just
it's a sipping tequila.
One. We're going to have margaritas. We're going to have non-alcoholic drinks. We're going to have, she said, lemon cello.
Limoncello.
We're going to have cellos. And I said, I thought she meant like cellos.
You're like, all right. You're bringing
cellos? And she goes, yes, limoncello, ginger cello. And I was like, I only knew of lemon.
I was just going to say, I didn't know cellos came in other flavors.
All different flavors. And they use them they make their margaritas with cellos. So they're going to have different tastings of cellos here.
Maybe you guys could make me like a to-go box.
A little to-go box. It'll be waiting on your desk when you get back. Little
little
shots.
It'd be like a little flight.
A little flight of cellos.
Cello flight.
If you are into all of that, mezcal, I don't even know how to say it, obviously. So I'm going to learn a lot. She was really educating me on the 30-year-old
I need
ones.
To know Zoe.
She is amazing. She owns 2 restaurants. And I'm going to butcher the name. She owns an Italian restaurant and 2. Now she just opened her second location, or is about to, a Mexican restaurant in Old Town Littleton.
Oh, how cool!
I know, she is amazing. Zoe or Zoemi. We've had her on our podcast. Zoemi is her name, but she Americanizes it, and it's Zoe. Okay. But she is rounding up all the drinks that we're going to have, and then we have the DJ, and we have all kinds of fun stuff planned. And
maybe you could give me like the password to like the camera system, and I could just like watch.
Okay, well, maybe I'll just set up a little camera, and I'll do a little video just for Tara of here's what you missed.
Here's what you missed.
And Cody, if you're here,
no, Cody's going to be in Cabo with me.
That's true. He's going to be in Cabo. Why wouldn't he? Okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
Well, there you go. But we will meet you.
Well, 10 years. I'll be here for the 10-year party.
10-year anniversary. We will be here. Will I still be here? We'll see. Because my heart is now having palpitations. Kirk needs to start giving me baby aspirin.
I was just going to say, I'll bring you some baby aspirin.
Oh, gosh. Yeah. And lots of Tums is our survival. But we are so excited. And it's just been so fun to see this community come together. And I mean, it's funny to think of all the people who have been here and the fun relationships and people's businesses that have, grown out of here. Today, I was at a makeup launch, new makeup brand called Virtue Beauty. Brooke Barrett, who's been here.
I know Brooke. Yeah, I love Brooke.
She's launching a beauty line. She already has lipsticks.
How cool.
Really cool. Called Virtue Beauty. And so this morning we did this whole fun photo shoot at
good for
a
her.
photo place. Yeah, it was really cool.
Oh, good.
So
it is cool.
And it makes me excited going, look at all these people who've come in here and then they launch these really cool businesses. And I mean, you with Girls with Grit, who now are doing these mega conferences everywhere. I mean, you last year you did a big conference and then a bunch of localized, and you say little, they were like
200 people.
Just little baby conferences of 200. So,
Our next big one's like in 2 weeks.
Oh,
in
after
Savannah.
the big one that you're speaking at, then you have another one.
And we have our conference in Savannah. Yeah.
So fun. Well, if you are in real estate, you should be following Girls with Grit. Which, how do people get a hold of you or follow your
honestly, Facebook is probably the easiest. Just go to Girls with Grit Collective. Go to the group, not the page. The page is boring. The group is where it's at. And
so Girls with Grit Collective group. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's cool because it's pink and it's like
it's modern and fun. And it's not like, it's super collaborative. It's not just a tagline. It's like an actual real thing that we do.
Yeah.
And
really cool.
Very cool.
I know.
I love it.
Well, we love you.
Well, thank you for having me.
Thanks so much.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.